of principles that ensure that we preserve this human right, protect this human right. We ensure that when we use data, it is to benefit the user. We ensure that the user is always in control of their data and its use. GDPR is a sound, good regulation. We have been working hard to ensure compliance with it by end of this month when it becomes in effect. We have hundreds of engineers across the company building the compliance infrastructure. In fact, we're going to help our customers who use our products and services get compliant.
GDPR is a law, though. You have to do that.
This is just the starting point. It's just like security. We're never going to be done. We are going to continuously commit ourselves to work to preserve privacy. Same thing with the Cloud Act. No company has done more in terms of working hard to ensure that there is a framework of law that governs how legitimate governments and legitimate needs of governments to protect their citizens are balanced with privacy. We've had 4 cases against the US government that we've litigated since 2013. One of them went all the way to the Supreme Court.
Against the US government?
While we were litigating, we were also working with both sides of the aisle in the legislative process. So we think the Cloud Act is a good start. It creates a framework. We hope that the rest of the world and the United States can create, in fact, an intergovernmental framework around this. And meanwhile, we will continue to do what we have done, which is to ensure that customers are in control and privacy is preserved. Cybersecurity. We need to act with collective responsibility across the tech sector to help keep the world safe. We recently formed a program to protect our democracy, where we're going to work with the campaigns, the civic society, other constituents, so that we can secure our political process, our democratic process. We also led a consortium of 34 tech companies with the Tech Accord to ensure that citizens across the world are protected from cyber attacks. It's the digital Geneva Convention of our times. Ethical AI. We need to ask ourselves not only what computers can do, but what computers should do. That time has come. We formed an ethics board inside the company, which is a very diverse group of people who govern the products we build, the projects we engage in. But beyond that, we are also investing in tools, because one of the key things that we have to do is put tools in the hands of developers, designers. Just like with good user experience and UI, we need good AI. We need to make this a first-class engineering discipline where the choices that we make can be good choices for our future. You know, we're used to data sheets for software systems. We've always had these data sheets where the input-output was specified and we could reliably use software systems. We need the same for data. We need data sheets for data, so that we can know where the data came from, what are its intended uses. Debiasing word embeddings. So there are some amazing advances in AI around language, except we train on the corpus of language that's out there. And unfortunately, the corpus of language that's out there has our biases. So we need the tools that can debias these word embeddings that we learn because of the state of the art of AI. We also need privacy-preserving AI or private AI In many cases, you need to be able to take data, have it cross even organizational boundaries. And to be able to do that by using techniques like homomorphic encryption, so that you can learn, train on encrypted data. We're already working on some of these technologies. We have libraries that work with things like Azure ML, and we're working with the healthcare and pharma industries. So these are investments we're making today to ensure that we can all collectively make ethical AI choices. This is what grounds us. This opportunity and responsibility is what grounds us in our mission to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. We're focused on building technology so that we can empower others to build more technology. We've aligned our mission, the products we build, our business model, so that your success is what leads to our success. There's got to be complete alignment. So this conference and the rest of my talk is about creating an opportunity for all the developers in the room. We're focused on two massive platform opportunities. One, Microsoft Azure, the other, Microsoft 365. And both these platform opportunities are being shaped by one major shift in the technology paradigm. The shift to the intelligent cloud and the intelligent edge. And there are three foundational technologies that are impacting this shift. The first one is ubiquitous computing. The world's applications going forward need a ubiquitous computing fabric from the cloud to the edge. They need a new app model that is distributed, event-driven, and serverless. That's what we're building with Azure. Azure is being built as the world's
Azure was a collection of servers.
It already has 50 plus regions, 70 plus certifications, more regions and more certifications than any other public cloud. And that's so that we can meet the real world needs of customers, their digital sovereignty needs, their regulatory needs. But we're not stopping there. In fact, as computing spreads, as there is need for computing at the edge, we are building out Azure, Azure Stack, Azure IoT Edge, and Azure Sphere as this one computing fabric that supports this new application model. And so let's dial right into it. Let's take one at a time. Azure. We've had something like 130 new capabilities that we have shipped in just the last year in Azure. The pace of innovation is pretty stunning. In fact, there is 70 of them that are going to be launched just at the Build conference. Azure Stack.
Oh God. Oh God.
And of course, we have all the customers, the brands you saw in the previous slide. But it's amazing to see year over year growth of Azure in terms of how deeply some of these brands rely on Azure. And Azure Stack, which is just a year old, is supporting multiple scenarios. For example, Chevron is using it so that they can essentially have Azure in a disconnected way at their oil rigs. A bank in South Africa, ABSA, is using it for their regulatory workloads, as well as using the public cloud Azure. And then Schlumberger is actually doing distributed computing.
As soon as you go
so they
sideways,
use the public
you lose
cloud
all control and you
as well as Azure Stack as one fabric to be able to distribute compute so that it's close to where the data is. So this are all new scenarios which are pretty unique to Azure and what it can do. Azure IoT Edge. Again, phenomenal to see the progress. It runs both on Linux and Windows as first class, and we're pushing on Windows to make the management security with both Windows IoT and Windows 10 so that this runtime is well integrated. In fact, with Windows ML, we now have an inference engine for AI that works with the IoT runtime and will be hardware accelerated. And today I'm really pleased to announce that we're going to open source the Azure IoT Edge so that developers can extend it and contribute to it and take it to all the places that it's needed in. We already have significant momentum. Customers such as Starbucks, Ecolab, Schneider Electric, Rockwell Automation, many customers, and over 230 partners who have certified over 1,000 devices already for the Azure IoT Edge. And today, I'm really thrilled to announce a new partnership with Qualcomm, who's going to bring a new Qualcomm accelerated camera for scenarios from home security to industrial safety, and releasing a computer vision toolkit with it. So you can in fact run a container that's been trained in the cloud and deploy it right on the camera for computer vision. And this is going to be available by end of the year for developers to deploy. I'm also thrilled to announce a partnership with DJI, a leader in civilian drones and aerial imagery. DJI is doing two things. One is they're launching an SDK on Windows 10, so developers building commercial apps for a variety of different vertical industries now will have full access to the drone, both the data as well as the flight plan, so you can imagine what you can do in agriculture, industrial safety. Many of these applications can get written on Windows as the control plane for the autonomous drone. And we are also integrating Azure IoT Edge right into the drone itself. So again, you can deploy, compute, AI models that have been trained in the cloud to the edge right on the drone. And to complete the picture, Azure Sphere. This was announced at RSA just last month. It brings together secure silicon design, a secure operating system, as well as a security and a management service all together, so that 9 billion plus microcontrollers that ship each year. I mean, talk about a business opportunity for all developers. 9 billion new compute nodes. And you can think of that as just part of Azure. Same programming model, same tool chain. And so this is what we're building out as one ubiquitous computing fabric. So I wanted to roll the video of Azure Sphere, and then I want to have Sam George from our Azure IoT team come up and show you some of this stuff in action. Sam?
Thanks, Satya. Good morning, everyone. The Internet of Things is transforming how companies do business. With devices collecting real-time information about products and assets, it's never been easier to benefit from IoT. And those benefits include eliminating downtime, reducing environmental impact, and delivering breakthrough product innovations. Today, Rockwell Automation is delivering industrial automation solutions across infrastructure, manufacturing, power generation, and so much more. They've been using Azure IoT already to connect to the equipment that powers these industries and using Azure services to predict the maintenance needs and eliminate downtime for them. So let's look into the future at some of Azure's new intelligent edge capabilities that Rockwell Automation will be using to detect visual defects and anomalies automatically. Now for context, as devices and sensors generate more and more data, such as video data, it's more practical to deliver compute and AI right down to the devices themselves. Now this is where Azure IoT Edge comes in. Azure IoT Edge enables Azure services as well as your own code to escape the cloud and be deployed directly down onto devices and managed remotely, all on devices smaller than a Raspberry Pi or as large and capable as the solution calls for. To see this in action, let's take a look at a Rockwell Automation operational dashboard. Now in this dashboard, I have two alerts. One is inside the building, and the other is up on the roof. Let's take a look at the one inside the building first. And when I click on it, I see the image of an anomaly that was captured. Now this anomaly was detected by a camera produced by Qualcomm in partnership with Microsoft. It has rich compute and AI capabilities, and it runs Azure IoT Edge. Now to power this, we've used Azure Machine Learning to build an AI model and packaged it up in a Docker container, and then deployed it to this camera. Because we're using this technique, we can deploy it to millions of these in minutes. Through various talks this week, you're going to see us show you exactly how easy it is for you to do the same thing. Now with Azure IoT Edge and our AI model running locally on this camera, it means Rockwell doesn't have to send all of that video to the cloud. Instead, they can simply send alerts. It also means they don't have to manually inspect all those